Going to ask for your consent to record. Awesome. Oh, welcome, Rebecca. Awesome, awesome. We're close to all here. That is fantastic. So to start practice, we're going to start at my favorite place on our back, knees bent, pads of the feet planted. Keep the strap or scarf, if you're going to use that, nearby, within arm's reach. And then let's really feel our bodies give way here. It's one thing to lay down. It's a whole different thing to allow your mind to notice that you're laying down and then to actively participate in the release of this. So let's do that together. You might close your eyes or soften your gaze by letting it go fuzzy, and then invite your mind down into the pads of your feet. Can you feel the pads of your feet pressing down into the earth? Notice that pressure. It's the gentle weight of your legs pressing down through your feet. See if you can relax your toes any. Maybe you give them a little wiggle here and then let them find some ease and stillness. And then let your mind's eye travel into the hips and the low back, anywhere down here in the lower half of your trunk that you feel pressed down into the earth. Again, notice that pressure, the weight of the hips, the glutes, pressing down into the earth. Can you relax the pelvis any, maybe the thighs just a little bit? And then let your mind's eye travel up the length of your spine, up into the shoulder blades. Can you feel them as well? Gently cradled by the earth. Maybe you relax your shoulders open, softening through the heart just a little bit. Feeling the backs of your arms resting down, fully supported. Letting your hands fall loose wherever they are, maybe down by your sides, maybe on your belly, wherever feels like home to you right now. Let the hands relax all the way through the fingertips. And then invite your mind's eye up into the throat. Can you soften the front of your throat along with your jaw and your tongue? Feel the weight of your head gently pressing down through the back of the head. Just be here for a moment. This is your physical body laying down against the earth, fully supported, fully cradled in this moment. Nothing for you to do except be. It's in this place of connection with self, of stillness, where the teachings of yoga say that it's easiest to explore our own worthiness. What does yoga mean by our worthiness? In the yoga philosophy, it's taught that we are all worthy. There's nothing we have to change about ourselves, nothing we have to do to become worthy. It's inherent. And the more we spend time in ownership over that fact, the more we let it be true to our mind, in our body, the more ease we find it with every day, the more we act like we are worthy because we believe we are worthy. So you might take a moment and just marinate in that. You might, on an inhale into your body, think, I am. And on an exhale, think worthy. And if that's not your jam today, maybe you simplify it and just think, I am here. But from wherever you are, take a moment with your breath to just repeat that mantra you've chosen in your mind. I am worthy. Worthy of everything, everything. just as you are right now. Let's hold on to that fact. Maybe we believe it, maybe we don't yet. But let's just let it be through our practice and see what happens. From here, on an inhale, let's sweep both arms up overhead and then let the backs of the hands rest and start to relax through the length of the arms and the shoulders. You might feel the heart center open up just a little bit here. And then I'm going to invite you to walk your heels towards your glutes to find a really firm foundation in the pads of the feet. And then we'll begin to press down into the pads of the feet. And as you do this, you might feel your tailbone naturally curl up towards the ceiling. Let it. The low back starts to lengthen here. We're not lifting our hips up off the mat. We're just feeling the lengthening of the low back, curling that tailbone up here and holding. Letting sensation build in the lower half of the body with our gentle effort here. Can you relax through the shoulders, the shoulder blades, the jaw, as you continue to press down through the pads of the feet, lengthening that low back? Where does sensation build? Is it in the thighs, maybe the glutes? Maybe you feel this in the low back or the knees. Just take time to notice and observe. And then on an exhale, release any effort from the legs. Let the tailbone settle back down into the earth. Let's let it go with a little knee wag to the left and the right. We're going to let that wag be real small. Keep the pads of the feet planted. And as you wag the knees, we're really going to focus on releasing all effort from the pelvis. Let the hips be loose. We let go, we let go, we let go. The knees settle towards stillness here. And then once more, let's press down into the earth. Feel the tailbone curl up here. Maybe the low back lifts just a little bit as we lengthen it and hold. Breathe into the belly as you do this. Oftentimes we shallow the breath or hold it when we're learning new things or doing something we feel needs precision. So let's counteract that habit by just taking deep breaths into the belly while we hold that pressure in the legs, feeling sensation grow. Breathing deep into the body. And then on your next exhale, release any effort from the pelvis. What we're doing right now is a somatic release. It's called a red line or front line release. And we're working our way into a full clover release today. So what this does, well, let's get some movement in before I talk too much. So let's bend at the elbows if you would like. Interlace your fingers and then sit the head atop them. Now this time, you might walk your heels towards your glutes, reposition yourself. This time, press down through the pads of the feet. Hold the length in the low back, curl the tailbone up. Breathe deep into the belly, and then on an exhale, you're going to lift the back of the head with your hands. You're going to squeeze the elbows gently together. So we're letting the back of the neck lengthen as the low back lengthens here. And I'm not lifting with my head. I'm not engaging much with my belly. I'm really using the strength of my arms to lift my head here. And you might lift the head just a little bit. You might be lifting it a lot. There's no right or wrong way. The benefits of this are incredible, even though the movement seems so slight. We're breathing into the belly. As we hold this, we're letting sensation build. One more deep breath into the belly, and then we're slowly going to release through the arms and the legs over the course of 3 full breaths. It's going to take us a while. Here we go. And as you release the effort in the arms and the legs, the tailbone nestles back down into the earth. The elbows release out wide. Relax through the jaw and the neck. Relax through the pelvis. Once more, let's swing those knees just a little bit. Can you imagine that you're a cradle for a baby? Those knees sway and rock for the sake of comfort, not flexibility here. When we bring comfort to our body, we invite it to have an even deeper release. All right, let's do this again. Let those knees find stillness skyward. On an exhale, let's press through the feet, lift with the arms. We'll hold up here and breathe into the body. So this somatic release, we're retraining our brain. We're rewiring neural pathways. We're inviting our muscles to release the front line of the body. So from the tip of the tailbone all the way to the top of the head, on the front line of the body, we close up when we experience depression, anxiety, stress, when we feel overloaded, when our body releases tons of cortisol. The front line of our body shortens, those muscles shorten, the fascia thickens. And when we hold these postures and slowly release like we're about to, we train our body to very swiftly begin to reverse that. So let's, over the course of 3 breaths, release effort from everywhere in the body, start to melt until the low back is settled, the arms nestled out towards the side. Let's rock those knees gently, bringing comfort to the body, softening the belly and the hips. We're going to do this one more time. This is powerful not only for the physical body, but for the emotional body. Because what we don't realize and what somatics really addresses is that our physical body changes due to emotions, especially intense emotions that are repeated over time. And so when we release those big emotions from our heart and our mind, it's important to release them from the body as well. And you can do this exercise every single day, and it compounds in power. And it's just so gentle, right? It's almost like nothing at all. All right, one more time when you're ready. Deep breath into the belly. As you exhale, press to the pads of the feet, feel the tailbone curl, lift those elbows, gently squeezing them together, pulling the neck up, really feeling the length along the back of the neck here. And breathe into the body. You might repeat to yourself in your mind with each breath, I am worthy, or I am here. Both powerful affirmations. Maybe you shake, let it shake. This is energy releasing from the body. Let it be messy. And then one more deep breath in when you're ready. And over the course of 3 rounds of breath, start to release all effort. You might let those breaths be slow. You might take them at your natural pace. There's no wrong way. Fully released, find that gentle knee rock one more time. Feel the weight of the body travel from left to right hip as the knees sway. Let your mind notice that pressure. Be with your body in this movement. And then we'll let the knees find stillness. You might blink the eyes open, look for that strap. Things are going to get a little more intense here. We're going to do some releasing of the back body via the hamstrings. And also some deep twists. So I'm going to use my strap here. You definitely don't have to use a strap. what we're going to do is press down through the pad of that right foot to lift the left leg up towards the sky. And this is where I'm going to put my strap over the ball of my foot, but you might do it without. From here, let's do our point and flex. Really an exaggerated point and flex. And the cool part about using a strap here is that you can use it as resistance. So if you want to gently pull down on that strap as you point and flex, it can make this even more intense and effective in the body. Yoga straps are some of my favorite tools. All right, let's find some ankle circles one way and then the other. Wonderful. Let's bend the knee out toward our left side and pull this foot in towards the heart center. From here, two options. You can either lengthen the right leg long, which can feel really good, or you might let that right knee fall out towards the side. So you decide where you want to be. Both feel excellent here. We're breathing into the body. On an exhale, relax those shoulder blades down into the earth. Find ease everywhere you can. And then let's bend that right knee, plant the pad of that right foot, extend the left leg back up towards the sky. From here, I'm going to take both straps in my left hand and swing my foot out towards the left. You might, again, do this without straps, right? Practice how you want to. When you find yourself here, your goal is to really relax through this inner left thigh. Soften everywhere it makes sense. Both hips are down on the mat here, right? Our low back is fully on the mat. We're only swinging our leg open as wide as feels good with both hips supported. You might do a point and flex over here. Works different muscles. Isn't that fun? I love the human body. We are so complex. For every answer that science finds, it comes up with 50 more questions. For the human body alone. All right, from here, let's lift the leg up over top. And then two options here. You might swing your left leg over towards the right, only as far as it can go, again, keeping both hips down. It can be nice to use a strap as a support here. This might be where you hang, or you can turn this into a really big twist by letting that left leg continue towards the left. This left hip comes up off the mat. We're swinging all the way out towards the side. It might feel good to open this left arm, open all the way up. Oop, hello, door. If we're protecting our shoulder socket, we might plant our hand on our rib cage. And then option to engage the neck here by lifting the head, turning it opposite the feet, and resting it back down on the mat. So it's a pretty big move here. See if you can't send your breath to any areas of deep sensation. What I mean is imagine your inhale filling that area of sensation, creating space. And then as you exhale, can you soften that area? Can you let it relax in this posture just a little bit? Whether you feel it or whether you imagine it in your mind's eye, both are equally powerful here. And then when you're ready, roll back onto your mat. Let's remove the strap if it's there. Press through the heel. We're slowly going to lower this left leg on down towards the earth. How slow can you lower it? And then once you're down there, resting the heel on your mat, your goal is to relax through this front left hip flexor. Can we stretch and let it go? From here, let's find Bananasana. Inhale, sweep the hands up overhead. Exhale. Ooh, actually, let's not move with the breath. That's way too quick. Let's take our left wrist or forearm in our right hand, and we're slowly going to slide our head, our shoulders, our arms over towards the right. Our hips and our legs stay where they are. We're just going to shimmy, walk, scoot them on over towards the right. And our goal here is to just feel this length we're creating on the left side of our body here. Can you send your breath into the left side of this rib cage? As you inhale, feel it make space and expand. As you exhale, can you relax the left side of your body? Let it soften into this posture. Acknowledge for a moment where you feel the most intensity of this stretch, where sensation is building the most. Maybe it's one place, maybe it's multiple places. For me, I feel this in my armpit. I feel this on the top of my left hip, but it changes every time I meet myself here. When you're ready, unravel. Let's scoot our head, arms, and shoulders back up to neutral. Bend that left knee. We're going to get ready to switch sides. So once more, grab the strap, press through the pad of that right foot, lift the left towards the ceiling. Let's point and flex the toes. Support yourself where it feels good. Maybe you like that resistance of the strap, a little extra oomph in the point and the flex. I say this all the time, but when you point and flex like this, laying down with your feet up in the air, we are loving on our sciatic nerve. There's a huge bundle of nerves that runs down the low back, down through the hips and the thigh. It can cause us a lot of trouble if the tissue around it has compressed it. And so this is called nerve flossing. And it really is. So a nerve is like a bundle of tissue like floss, right? And when we do this, we're flossing the nerve through the muscles and the fascia and the tissue that it runs through, creating even more space for it to exist. All right. Ankle circles one way and then the other. And then we're going to let this foot fall open towards the right, as much or as little feels good. Relaxing through that inner right thigh. And you soften those areas where intensity grows. Habitually, when we feel intensity in our physical body, we clench. Well, in our emotional body too, we clench, right? Especially in those areas of sensation. So if we can invite our mind's eye to become aware of that sensation and to soften around it, we find greater flexibility, we find decreased injury, and a greater release of tension and stress. All right, we're going to bring the foot back overhead, this time all the way over to the left as far as we can go, keeping both hips on the mat. Check in with the breath. And then you might hang here, or you might continue this rotation all the way over into this deep, deep twist. Option to open the right arm towards the right. Maybe you bend at the elbow. And then if it felt good last time, lift the head, turn the gaze opposite that foot, rest it back down. We're rotating the spine. I say this, squeezing it out like a dish rag. The top and the bottom rotating in opposite directions. Give in to this posture everywhere it makes sense for you. We're not worried about the integrity of the shape. We're worried about what feels good. what honors our shape. When you're ready, we'll roll back onto our backs. Woo. Let's release this foot from the strap. This time, let's take some real big windshield wipers. So let's walk our feet out about mat's distance apart. And then we'll move with the breath. So take a deep inhale into the body when you're ready. On an exhale, let those knees fall towards the left. Inhale, they rise up. Exhale, they fall towards the right. Moving at the pace of your own breath, focusing on the exhale, letting the knees hang heavy, releasing through the thighs. You'll come up onto the blade edges of those feet, very likely. Let it happen. Hanging loose through the pelvis and the hips. This is love for our SI joint, our sacral ilio joint, which can often cause a lot of low back pain. All right, from here, we'll pause, knees skyward. We're going to heel toe our feet even wider. We're going to heel toe it so wide that almost we can't anymore, right? You might feel a lot of sensation in the outer hip here as we stretch them. From here, let both knees fall inward. You'll come up likely onto the blade edges of your feet. And we're just going to rest them inward. Now you can definitely press the inner thighs down towards the earth if that stretch feels good. But simply letting the knees hang here is effective enough. You choose the sensation you want to feel, and let's be here. Can you soften through your jaw, the tongue, the front of your throat? On an inhale, let those knees rise up towards the ceiling. Let's heel toe them all the way together. And then you might remain knees pressed together like this, or you might let the knees fall open. Bring the pads of the feet together for Supta Baddha Konasana. Reclined bound angle. And then option to end your practice here. You might try Supta Baddha Konasana to end your practice. If that doesn't feel supportive, you might end in final Shavasana just by lengthening the arms and the legs out. Final Shavasana, also known as corpse pose, can be taken in any shape that suits you, as long as you can be effortless, as long as you're not holding your legs up or clenching any part of your body, to just be. So wherever you find yourself to end your practice, let's release all effort that remains in the physical body. Maybe we give our legs a little shake, the toes a little wiggle, and then let them rock into stillness. On your next inhale, fill the low belly all the way up. As you exhale, can you soften through the hips, the belly button, the spine? Can you feel the heart expand on your next inhale? Can you let it soften as you release the breath? Releasing the shoulders, the upper arms, the forearms, all the way down through each fingertip. What does it feel like to relax the tips of your fingers? In your mind's eye, can you feel any sensation in the tips of your fingers as you relax them? Maybe it's cool or warm. Maybe there's a tingling. Maybe nothing at all. All answers equally valid. Let your mind's eye travel from fingertip to throat. Let it soften along with the tongue and the jaw. relaxing even the nose on your face, unfurrowing the brow, finding ease in the forehead and the scalp. We'll take a minute or so here. And as you lie here in effortlessness and stillness, if the mind begins to wander, you might come back to that mantra, I am worthy, or I am here. Take one more opportunity to check in with the physical body and just notice where tension has snuck up, maybe in the shoulders or the belly, maybe in the hips and the thighs. It happens so often without our knowing. We're not here to chastise or shake a finger at our unconscious. We're just here to notice how the body lovingly protects us out of habit. And over time, through practice together, we'll give our body permission to soften and release. From wherever you are, you might invite a little movement into the fingers and the toes. Let it trickle up into the arms and the legs at a pace that feels enlivening to you. Stretching and moving, however, brings delight. And then when you are ready, and only when you are ready, you might roll over onto your side body. Take a moment here on your side body to release the full weight of yourself. Let your body slide around. Find a little comfort for a moment and just let go one last time. The more we practice the letting go, the easier it becomes. As you lie here, soak in the things you want to take with you. Maybe a sensation, maybe a thought, maybe a feeling. And then take a moment to release anything you want to leave behind. Judgments, frustration, anything that didn't serve you during your practice, you can let it go. You don't have to carry it with you. When you're ready, you might press yourself up into a seat if you like. Option to bring the palms together at the heart center for Anjali Mudra. Maybe a gentle bow in the head. We end our practice by showing ourselves gratitude. We can never do it enough. And yes, you deserve it. This practice is hard. We meet not only our bodies, but our hearts and minds in places of intensity, places that can crack us wide open. It's not easy work. And yet you show up again and again as you're able. How powerful are you? What an incredible gift you give yourself. Of course, you deserve gratitude for yourself. Thank you for practicing with me today. I love it. This time is important. The light and the dark in me see the light and the dark in you, my friend, and we are the same, and we are worthy of everything. There's not a damn thing we are not worthy of. Yeah. All right.